Don't let this stuff like this brainwash you. This is as bad to me as what he's saying he feels is bad about Greg saying Maingaining. How many donuts did he eat? How many donuts? Hazma, how many donuts did you eat? Did you eat a box of donuts because you were cutting so much and all of a sudden you said to yourself, oh, I'm starving and I want donuts, so you ate a box of donuts. You felt like crap after eating a box of donuts, and now all of a sudden, donuts are bad? The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a video from a gentleman named Hazma. Not sure if you guys have seen his channel. I actually discovered him through Coach Greg. He's basically calling Greg out in regards to bulking, gaining muscle, and stuff like that. Hazma's video is titled something along the lines of why you can't gain muscle, and I want to take a look at that video and discuss whether or not I think it makes sense or not. A lot goes into training, guys, and I feel as though even people who may give out good information like Hazma or Coach Greg can sometimes end up leading you in the wrong direction. The point of this video is to try to help get you on the right path. Sometimes different opinions from people in this type of space can help to mold you, shape you, give you other ideas on how you can train and things you can do to be successful in this field. And so that's the goal of this video. I don't know much about Hazma. From what I understand, he's doing a general well-being, especially for like young men kind of a channel, a lifestyle kind of a channel. All good. I subscribe to his channel so I can check out his content in full later on, but keep in mind, I don't know much about him or his journey, and honestly, I don't know too much about Coach Greg or his journey or their channels. So keep that in mind as we move forward in case I do end up making some assumptions that may come from a place of ignorance, all right? Let's get into this video. Normally, I put my videos in 1.5 speed, but this particular video, he kind of talks fast in. So I'm giving you a heads up. This is going to be a longer video because I want it to be a quality video. I'm putting this in the regular speed rather than 1.5 because he talks way too fast and I don't think you guys will be able to benefit. So you can speed my video up if you want in order to get through this quicker.
Why can't I just get rid of this? Jeffrey says whilst he's pinching his lower belly fat. Come on, I'm on a calorie deficit. Why won't it go away? I've been going to the gym every single day, twice a day for a week now. But look at the rest of Jeffrey's lifestyle. Do you really?
All right. Jeffrey, apparently that's this guy, right? This little weird guy. He's pinching his lower belly fat. He's saying, why won't this fat go away? He's crying in the mirror. He's been going to the gym twice a day for a week now. Why won't it go away? But keep in mind, going to the gym for a week is not a lot of time. A lot of people are very zealous in the beginning, right? They go crazy. They're exercising every day in the beginning. But people give up very quickly, just like Jeffrey. I've been going to the gym 2 times a day for a whole week. Many people think they can get rid of a lifetime of fat. A lifetime. We're not talking about muscle right now. The video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. Jeffrey is overweight, according to Hazma. People try to get rid of fat, lifetimes of fat, in a matter of weeks. If you know what you're doing, you can definitely get rid of a ton of fat very, very quickly. But this video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. Keep this in mind moving forward in the video. Jeffrey's fat, trying to lose weight, going to the gym twice a day for a whole week. No results yet. Is that surprising to me? No, it's not. It might be because of lifestyle, like Hazma brings out, or it could be because you gave up too quick, or you're trying to lose too much weight. Your goals are unreasonable, perhaps. So let's see what he says more about Jeffrey.
Do you think he's going to build his dream body when he lives like this?
Because it's easier to put on weight through food than it is to lose weight through exercise. Now keep in mind, Jeffrey apparently is on a caloric deficit. He shows him eating McDonald's. Is Jeffrey tracking his calories correctly? I don't know. But can you lose weight by eating McDonald's? Yes, you can. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So you can lose weight if your lifestyle is in the gutter. You can. Am I telling you that's the right thing to do? I'm not, because you guys can make that choice. Okay? You determine what food you like, but I guarantee you, because I've been through it, that you can lose as much weight as you want, eating whatever you want. And if someone tells you otherwise, they're mistaken. Okay? Now, other things come into play. Certain foods are going to give you more energy. You know, if you eat cereal, you might not have as much energy as if you had like a nice protein balanced breakfast, right? Instead of you eat cereal, then all of a sudden you get tired and want to go to bed, you're not going to move as much. But at the end of the day, losing weight comes down to calories, because you can try to burn off all that fat through exercise. It's going to be very unlikely. Exercising off fat is great when you've already lowered your calories to a point where you don't want to lower them anymore. Okay? Exercise is good for your general health also. So keep in mind, you should still move around, do cardio, breathe, get the blood flowing and all that stuff. It's important. But McDonald's isn't the problem when it comes to weight loss.
Adonis has sculpted his physique into one of a Greek god, but this didn't happen overnight. It took him years of hard work in the gym, but most importantly, lifestyle optimization. Adonis wakes up after a full night of rest. He jumps on.
I love what Hamza mentions. It takes years of dedication. In order to build muscle, yeah, it does. It takes years worth of work. And of course, if you don't really know what you're doing in order to build the most muscle possible, it takes even more years, right? You may go years without results because you don't really know how to build muscle properly. He mentions Adonis over here gets his 8 hours of sleep. Very, very important to sleep, okay? Lifestyle optimization. Very, very important. It's about building new habits, building a new lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Building new good habits to push you forward with your journey. That's what it's about.
Out of bed, blasts himself with a cold shower, goes straight into the gym for a grueling workout, overdoses on protein and carbs straight afterwards. He does everything. And just look at that physique. I think I built a pretty good physique. Here's some good pictures of me. I've been on...
Those are some good pictures of him. Let me go back. All right. Now, keep in mind, this video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. He started off with Jeffrey, who's not losing weight. Okay? Jeffrey wasn't talking about, I can't gain muscle. He was talking about weight loss. Weight loss comes down to calories. That's what it comes down to. Now, let's take a look at his physique. Absolutely mind-blowingly beautiful physique. Excellent, excellent looking gentleman. You can see that he put in the hard work and dedication. It's a nice low body fat percentage. Keep in mind, he said, I'm putting in some pictures that I look good in. All right? He's giving you the heads up that there are pictures that he doesn't look good in. And good for him, because people don't always look the same all the time. Do you think he looks like this all the time? If you do, you are mistaken. You eat a little bit too many carbs, you drink too much water, all of a sudden you're bloated, and now you don't look like this anymore. Or you can get much more shredded than what he is in these pictures. He might be carved up in these pictures. Everybody's body changes throughout the day. That's very important to understand. If you think you're going to look the same way all the time, even at your lowest of body fat percentages, you are wrong. Okay? It's okay to gain weight, because not all weight is fat. And the sooner you understand that, the better. You should not go micromanaging your body when it comes to weight gain and weight loss. Fat is another story. Use the mirror to see whether you're gaining real fat or not.
Good pictures of me. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years. And so whilst I look good, I certainly could have built even more muscle if I did the right things. I wasted years of my...
He wasted years of his life. He's been on this journey for 8 years. I'm sure he's come a long way. I didn't see any before pictures, but he wouldn't be talking about this if he didn't do an amazing change. You guys might be familiar with my journey so far. I've been able to, I believe, in my opinion, come a really long way in a very short period of time, and I'm very happy about that. 8 years is quite a long time to train, and so he's doing a great job. he's probably at a place where his gains have slowed down. All right? Keep in mind, the longer you train naturally without steroids, the less gains you're going to see, which means you need to start changing your routine maybe, changing your rep ranges, changing the weight. If you're not constantly looking to progressive overload in some way, shape, or form, you're not going to see certain results, all right? Especially when you've been at it for quite a long time. You might have to change your exercise routine, start using different exercises that before maybe you didn't need, but now you need it. That's why we have a different amount of weight, rep ranges, exercise variety, and all that stuff, because they are tools to be used when you actually need to use those tools. You don't always need to use those tools, and you don't always need to use all of those tools, okay? You put the tool in the toolbox, and when you need that specific tool, that's when you take it out.
I wasted years of my training, years of my life with just a couple of mistakes. There is a few mistakes I made which literally has slowed my progress down by years. You want to know what the first major one was? I unfortunately believed, listened, and trusted the fitness YouTubers that were around at the time. I saw
As far as fitness YouTubers, listen guys, everybody's got a journey, all right? And you have honest people and not honest people on the internet. Some people look at doing this YouTube thing as strictly a job. Some people, therefore, will simply try to make money from you. Then you have people who are being honest with you and who also want to make money. And then you have people who don't even care about making money at all and they just make videos. So you got different types of people out there, okay? You might be listening to the wrong people, because what Hamza is saying is correct. There's tons of people out there giving you bad information. But does that mean that the people giving you the good information like Hamza are always right? No, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying everyone is different. And therefore, don't put yourself in a mindset where I have to listen to this guy, I have to listen to this girl, I have to listen to this one. No. Listen to all the opinions and then put them to the test. Try them out. See what works for you, because I guarantee you what works for one guy will not work for the next guy.
You probably see them as well, who are telling you not to bulk, and instead they're telling you to do what's called Maingaining. Main gain, maintenance, whatever who is it who says it's a really popular YouTuber, like he's like an old bodybuilder, he's got like an anabolic diet. We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch this video. I'm not even...
Alright, so Hamza is bashing Coach Greg right now. Coach Greg talks about Maingaining, all right? From what I understand, his definition of Maingaining means eat the same and exercise and grow muscle, okay? Listen to me. Hamza is saying he listened to stuff like that. He's claiming he didn't listen to Coach Greg, even though he knows who Coach Greg is. He's an old bodybuilder. He preaches this stuff all the time. Somehow Hamza knows that Coach Greg preaches this stuff even though he doesn't watch his videos. Something doesn't add up here. So I need to be honest and tell you that I feel like Hamza is throwing like a low blow, trying to look like, yeah, I don't really pay attention to Coach Greg, when meanwhile, come on, everybody knows who Coach Greg is. The guy blew up YouTube, and good for him, okay? Whether he's doing it right or wrong is another story, and that's another opinion, right? Another opinion for another day, and everybody has their own opinions. But the point is, there's something wrong. He knows who Coach Greg is. He knows what Coach Greg preaches, but he's saying he doesn't like it, even though he doesn't watch his videos.
I'm trying to disrespect him. I genuinely don't remember his name or anything. I don't watch fitness YouTube videos, but there's people out there.
He doesn't watch fitness YouTube videos. Meanwhile, he just said that he was listening to fitness YouTube videos that were misdirecting him. Again, some sort of a disconnect here. Is it just me?
There right now that for a long time have been telling young men not to bulk. I think Kino Body says this, you know, like fitness influencers essentially tell you not to bulk, not to gain weight, not to get stronger, not to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. They say this, and it's such a scam, and I believed it.
It's funny. Gaining muscle and losing weight at the same time is a scam. It certainly is not. It is not a scam. Look at my channel. Look at my journey. You can clearly lose weight, gain muscle, all at once. Why is this possible? It's possible because you have fat on your body. Okay? you can use your fat to help build new muscle tissue as you lose weight because you have so much extra energy. I've said this in a couple of videos in the past. So it's not a scam, but if you are already anorexic, if you are so thin where it's unhealthy, first of all, why are you trying to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time? I don't know. Because you shouldn't be trying to lose weight. So you need to know whether or not you actually need to lose weight. You need to be in a sound enough place here in your own mind to determine if you need to lose, gain weight, or maintain your weight. You have to know. From what I've been seeing, there's a lot of people out there who don't understand that they don't need to lose weight. So if you have a skewed view of who you are and what you need to do, that's not the YouTube fitness industry's fault. That might have to do with you. Can you gain muscle and lose weight all at the same time? Facts. As long as you have weight to lose. Now, if you're too skinny and you're trying to gain muscle, but you're undernourished, you should absolutely gain weight. Why? It's going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you feel better in general. You're going to have more energy to actually go to the gym and push hard because people who don't eat have no energy to push themselves in the gym where the progress is made. You can't expect to gain muscle if you can't push yourself, right? So you might have to eat more. You need to figure that out. Try it. Try eating more. See how you feel. Now, Coach Greg saying you don't have to gain weight, you don't have to lose weight, you can kind of maintain, right? Stay at the same weight. He's saying that if you're comfortable at the weight you're at, you can continue to eat there at that weight and build muscle. Not losing weight, not gaining weight. Now, just like with progressive overload in the gym, you have to do more volume, you have to put more weight on the bar, whatever it is, because there's different ways to progressively overload, right? Just like with that, does it not make sense that you may have to start eating more sometimes? Yeah, it does. So when he says eat it around the same calories, he's giving you a gauge. Some days you're going to be hungrier than others. Did you push harder in the gym? Did you do more walking? Did you do more running? Did you just sit around all day? Your food is fuel for what you're doing. So that it's not realistic to think you're going to eat the same exact amount every single day, which is fine. And it's not realistic, even if you're tracking your calories meticulously, to think that you will not make mistakes or that the food will be labeled properly and your calories will be perfect. So you're never really getting the same amount of calories. But Greg's stance is that if you don't want to gain weight, you don't have to. And I agree with that. I agree. Gaining too much weight can cause as much problems as being too skinny. So if you find yourself at a realistic and healthy weight, remember, a realistic and healthy weight, and you start training in the gym, can you eat the same amount of calories and build muscle? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can. Why can't you? If you're already at a healthy enough weight. Now, if you start to train, right, and all of a sudden you find yourself hungrier, more hungry than usual, well, you need to eat more. Why? Maybe because you burn too many calories. But if you constantly think, oh, I want to cut, I want to be on a forever cut, and have a six-pack all the time and be diced all the time and still make all this progress, well, then you're under the wrong impression. Greg never says you can have single-digit body fat year-round and still make gains. I don't think he's ever said that. So I'm not sure where the disconnect is. If you're unhealthy, you need to get healthy in order to make progress. You can be overweight and lose weight and build muscle, or you can be underweight, gain weight in order to allow you to build muscle and actually be able to push yourself enough to recover and progressively overload in the gym. Does any of that not make sense? Let me know in the comments. There's a lot of talk about this stuff. Do you have to gain weight? No, you don't have to get fat. You don't have to become overweight. Can you stay the same? Well, again, you're never going to be the same, ever, always be the same, because you're never really eating the same amount. Eat when you're hungry. Eat when you're hungry. And then don't eat when you're not hungry. If you sit down and play computer games all day, do you think you need as much food that day as on the day that you went to the gym, you were walking around, you went to work, you did this and that? Of course not. Of course you don't. You don't. Why? Because you didn't do as much that day. The more you train, the more food you eat. You need to eat based on your training intensity. Training intensity can be simply getting up and going to the bathroom as opposed to not going to the bathroom. Because you're walking, right? Takes energy, takes calories.
It's not for you. And it took me years to realize that I was scammed by these guys. If you want to know the tip, bro, the single most important thing for you to do to build muscle is not to main gain, it's not to do, you know what it is? Bulk.
Why was he scammed? Why was he scammed? Was he underweight? Because I can guess that he was probably underweight. He was probably doing a perpetual cut. You have two different types of, we have a lot of different types of people. But two of the very big types of people are people who are always on a diet and people who are always bulking, right? Which one was he when he wasn't making results? Because if he was constantly on a cut, trying to maintain that single-digit body fat, or whatever percentage body fat, because everybody feels different at different body fat percentages, if he was trying to maintain that while trying to build in the gym, and he was underweight to begin with, well, maybe he needed to eat more. So now he's saying, well, I figured out the secret, right? You bulk. So now he started eating more. He went from being in a deficit, a severe deficit, all the way through maintenance, all the way up into a surplus. You will gain weight. Is there anything wrong with that? No. You will be able to automatically lift heavier weight in the gym. You will automatically have more energy. Yes. So, of course, a bulk looks like it will work. Yes, and it will work. It will work. A bulk will work. You will be able to do better in the gym to a point if you're eating more. Yes, you will. But more compared to the cut. If you're at maintenance and you push yourself in the gym and you're eating enough calories to replenish what you're doing, and you're eating when you're hungry, and you're feeding yourself properly, and you're staying at a normal weight that looks and feels mentally and physically and emotionally good, well, you don't need to bulk in order to gain muscle or train, right? The food is the fuel for the intensity. Bulking can make it easy. Why? Eat a ton of food, you can get fat, have more fat on you. I'm not saying obese. You know, everyone's bulking definition is different. Bulking is a surplus. So you eat a surplus, whether it's a little bit or a lot, right? You eat a surplus. Now you have extra fuel. You're almost never without fuel now, okay? Your body has fuel when it needs it. So you're going to be more capable of building and maintaining muscle, building and maintaining strength, building and maintaining energy than the guy who's under eating. So Hamza was probably under eating, probably realized I'm under eating, but instead of doing the conservative thing and going to maintenance, he went above maintenance. Does that mean it won't work? No, of course, it'll work. It'll work. But understand the difference in what we're talking about here.
The thing for you to do is to bulk. And especially if you are currently right now not the body weight that you want to be. So let's say you started like me and you started like a skinny guy. I started at 140 pounds, right? Or even 130, right? 130 pounds, and I was cutting or eating at maintenance volume because these were telling me you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. You know what I realized?
Cutting or eating at maintenance. It doesn't sound like he knows. Now, if he was 130 pounds already, why was he cutting? If he felt like he was too low in weight already, why was he cutting? He was pushing his body into a place that it was not comfortable in. Therefore, you won't see progress, or very little progress, okay? If he was overweight and he put himself into an uncomfortable position by losing some weight, a caloric deficit, he would see progress because he has enough energy, enough fat storage to build muscle and lose weight at the same time. I don't think he knew what maintenance was. Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. Many people don't know what maintenance is. And using those calculators online aren't going to help you. A great way to find out is testing. But testing takes time. You eat a little bit and you stay at a certain calorie range and you go on the scale. Are you gaining weight? Are you losing weight? If you're not gaining weight, you're at maintenance. If you're not losing weight, you're at maintenance. But nobody seems to do that. And no one really gives it enough time. Like Jeffrey, right? Jeffrey, he went to the gym for a whole week. He was dedicated for a whole week and he was complaining that he wasn't seeing results. A week? Come on, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey. A week. This is a lifelong thing. You want quality results, they take time. So keep all this in mind when you hear this stuff about bulking, cutting, maintenance, main gain, whatever. Keep it in mind. I'm trying to make this normal. Because bulking's not normal and cutting's not normal, guys. Bodybuilding is not normal. You're doing stuff that's unnatural. You're not just living, you're trying to manipulate your normalcy.
Guys, now, if you have a low body weight, you need to bulk because you need to up the body weight to become like a man of...
Okay. If you have a low body weight, you need to bulk. Look at him in this picture. Is he overweight? Is he in a bad place? You can see his abs. So he's not that, he's fluffy. He's fluffy. He's got some water weight. He looks great. He looks fantastic. He looks wonderful. Now, is he chiseled like the guy he was talking about at the beginning of the video? No. Does he have to be? No. You have scales, guys. Scales. You have really, really cut, and then you have a little more fluffy and comfortable. You're allowed to go anywhere you want. You don't have to just go straight from a deficit to deficit is not working, so I'm going to jump way past maintenance to get to here. Could he be at a lower body fat percentage and still be making results? Absolutely. It makes it easier to be fatter because you always have those calories with you. You'll be essentially more anabolic, right? You'll be in a place to build and maintain muscle better, but you don't have to be. See, if I looked like this all the time, I would not necessarily be happy with that. Is there anything wrong with it? No. It's just not for me. And that's okay. As long as I feel good and I'm able to get my goal done. Understand? So you don't have to look like this, or you could look like this, or you could look worse, or you could look whatever. Worse meaning you can gain weight more than this. You can. But if you mentally and emotionally don't want that for you, and you know the thing you do want is able to be maintained and is healthy to maintain, you should absolutely do that thing, in my opinion.
Respectable size and strength and mass. So if right now you...
Respectable size and strength and mass. What is respectable to him will not be respectable to you or me. Respectable strength, respectable size, respectable mass. All relative. Everyone's goals are different. He's about to spew out some numbers in a couple of minutes. Guys, those numbers don't make sense. They don't make sense. Honestly, they don't make sense. They don't make sense because everybody's different.
You are at a body weight that doesn't seem respectable. And what I would say respectable for a man, at least above 180 pounds. Now, yeah, this can change, but generally, if you're like an average height guy, like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", you should...
I'm 5'6", okay? I'm 5'6". 1 more inch is 5'7". He's saying you should be at 180 pounds. Is he talking about muscle? Only muscle? How much fat? See, these numbers don't make sense because he's not being specific. You should, it's on the screen, you should be at this if you're this. Absolutely not. Don't listen to this. Don't listen to this. This is what I'm telling you. He's got great information in some respects, but in other respects, it doesn't make sense. All right? He can't tell you how much you should weigh. Everybody feels better at different weights. Everybody's muscle mass is different when compared to their fat. Is he talking about just muscle? Is he talking about just fat? What is he talking about? Because at 5'6", I was 180 pounds. I was overweight. So what's he talking about?
You should aim for like 180, which is way heavier than most people would actually get to. And if you're taller, like I am, I'm 6'1" and about 190.
And I just want to say something. I talk loud. I get like worked up, but it's not like I'm emotionally mad at this gentleman. I love the video and I've subscribed to his channel because I like him. So keep in mind, I might talk loud, but I am not trying to insult him. I'm simply a loud talker. Forgive me, please.
90 pounds. I want to go up to like 220, 230, 240 pounds. You want to be thick as a guy. Now, certainly, it's nice to be like shredded and aesthetic. That's not...
You want to be thick as a guy. I don't know. He's a lifestyle channel, right? So you have a lot of young and impressionable people watching this. Be careful who you listen to. Because you don't have to look thick as a guy in order to be a respectable person. He's talking about respectable person, respectable weight. You know what makes me think that someone's respectable? When they're honest, confident, and a decent human being. Has nothing to do with their weight. One of the people that I respect the most on this planet Earth. He's about 5'6" and probably weighs 160 something pounds, maybe 170 pounds, and he's got like no muscle on him. I respect him to the moon and back. So understand that you might be getting a little bit brainwashed depending on what you're listening to. I need something to drink. So what I'm about to do is pour myself a Diet Coke. Hamza might think this is not optimal, right? He might think, oh, this is going to ruin your gains. This is going to make you whatever. I'm sure it's not exactly healthy, but I don't know that it's not unhealthy. Because guess what? Implementing a 0-calorie drink for myself in my life has been able to help me to be happier while living a more healthy life and not being obese. So who is to say that one person's wrong and one person is right? Who's to say? Everybody has different opinions. Think outside the box, guys.
But to look good lean, you need to first bulk up heavy. And this isn't to say...
I hate that. I hate that. To look good lean, you first need to bulk up heavy. Heavy is a very, very general term. What is heavy? What is heavy to him? What is heavy to you? What is heavy to you? What is heavy to you? You're listening to a lifestyle guide who's telling you to look good lean. You need to first bulk up heavy. Or you can simply eat enough food to make you feel happy and satisfied, to not be underweight. Eat enough food to feel normal. And if you want, eat some more just for good measure, if you want. I've never been in more than like a 300 calorie surplus on purpose when I was bulking. So would I call that heavy? No. Do you have to bulk up heavy? No. Can you bulk up medium amount? Yeah. Can you bulk up a light amount? Yeah. Do you have to bulk it all? No. Just make sure you're eating enough to replenish the calories you're burning, or else it's not going to work right. If you don't replenish the calories you're burning properly, you're going to get more tired. You're going to feel more irritable. You're not going to be able to have enough calories to function properly, to recover properly. If you're in a deficit and you're not supposed to be in a deficit because you're already too low in weight, then you're going to have problems if you don't eat more. I don't want you to be misled, because gaining weight can have fine consequences for some people, but then terrible consequences for other people. Like Jeffrey in the beginning, who's going to the gym twice a day for a whole week and not understanding, why is the fat not going away? Well, Jeffrey, if you didn't get fat to begin with, you wouldn't have to worry about getting rid of the fat. Keep in mind, guys, the heaviest I've ever been was 300 pounds. Actually, it was 280. 280 pounds. Me, I'm 5'6". So I know all about being fat, being obese, losing and gaining weight, losing and gaining muscle. I know all about it. You can watch it on the channel. So keep that in mind, okay? I'm not talking from a place of ignorance. I'm talking to you, letting you know that if you start wearing sweaters in the summertime because you're feeling too fluffy to actually be happy with yourself, well, you shouldn't be at that weight. Or you need to mentally change your mindset in order to be comfortable at that weight. What you do is up to you. But I would not recommend starting to get so heavy like this gentleman Hamza is mentioning, and then all of a sudden you start feeling miserable with your life. Because why should you wake up every day and feel miserable? Feel confident. Are you even going to want to go to the gym and train if you're getting fat? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Everybody's different, right?
That you should dirty bulk or, to eat shit, because that's the second reason why I didn't gain much muscle, because I ate a lot of shit during my bulk.
Alright, so he's not saying to dirty bulk. He's not saying to eat garbage. Well, a bulk is a bulk. Calorie is a calorie. He might think that calories coming from different foods, processed or not processed. I went 4 years as a raw vegan, okay? 4 years as a raw vegan. So I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, guys. He might think that calories coming from one source are different from another source. Yes, to a point. But it's negligible. Negligible. Now, in certain terms, they're not. Maybe we'll get into those terms.
I didn't gain much muscle because I ate a lot of shit during my bulk.
Alright, so he ate a lot of garbage during his bulk, and that's also why he didn't gain a lot of muscle. Yes, if you're not eating enough protein, or the way you're eating is making you feel sluggish and tired and like garbage, well, you're not going to push hard in the gym, right? You're not going to be able to rebuild the muscle. You don't have enough protein and all that stuff. Absolutely right. But does that mean that you can't lose weight or gain muscle or whatever? No, it's because of the result of the food. The food itself might not be doing it. It's the result of the food, the outcome of the food. What it's causing for you to feel. Some people eat garbage food, whatever garbage food is, and feel fine, and they can train. Some people, they eat garbage food, they don't feel fine, and they can't train. So everybody's different. That's why experimenting is very important, okay? So you're listening to his journey, taking in from that, now listening to what I'm saying, taking in from that, and find a medium that works for you.
is a major problem. So there is a minefield for you to navigate if you're looking at fitness YouTubers, because there's who are telling you to not bulk, don't cut, maingaining. And obviously they say this because it gets more likes to tell people like...
Alright, so he's saying it gets more likes and that these guys are jerks for telling you to maingain. Listen, you're listening to everybody's opinion. You do have, again, you have people out there who are telling you things that maybe they just want money. But do I think Coach Greg is just looking for clicks when he says that? I really don't. Because I genuinely believe what he's saying. I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to be overweight. So does that mean that all of a sudden I can't gain muscle and I should just bury my head in the sand? No, I'm still training. I'm eating properly. I'm eating to fuel my training. I'm not stuck in a perpetual cut. So understand that. You don't need to start getting uncomfortable with your body in order to progress. You don't. You don't. Eat enough to recover. And then maybe a little extra. If you want to call that a bulk, great. But he said you need to be in a heavy bulk.
You'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Whoa. So there's these people. But then on the other hand, there's the hardcore bulk enthusiasts, which you see these...
This guy's a lifestyle enthusiast. He's supposed to be there helping you. I don't necessarily like the way he's talking about people. I don't watch his channel. Maybe he's joking. But the way he's talking about people, the way he's insulting people simply because they have opinions. He said that you have bulking enthusiasts. And he's over here bashing them. Keep in mind who you're listening to for advice. I don't know what his other videos are like. So maybe he's more respectful to people in other videos, which would be great. But I would never want to listen to someone's advice who's out there bashing people in this fashion for no reason. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. And if someone clicks on that person's opinion and doesn't understand that they're not in their maintenance phase, they're in a deficit, and that they're not able to build muscle because they're in a deficit, because they think they're in maintenance, how's that the YouTuber's fault? You know what I'm saying?
And bro, just get the calories. So who do you trust? This was my problem. So when I finally escaped from these guys telling me not to bulk, and I started to bulk,
He escaped from the guys telling him not to bulk, but meanwhile he doesn't watch YouTube Fitness. I don't know.
Watching the dirty bulkers and thought that it was a really good idea to eat, an extra 500 calories, 1,000 calories. Eating shit ice cream because if it fits your macros, I felt like shit. My lifts didn't even go up. I felt sick and I gained extra body fat. The critique that I have to these dirty bulk guys, which no one has ever said in the fitness industry before, calories are not the same. Even macros are not the same.
Okay, so what he's saying right now, he said that no one else in the fitness industry has ever said before. That is just blatantly inaccurate. There are many people who talk about macros and calories not being the same. Many people talk about this. Do I listen to those people and agree? Not necessarily. If you eat a quality food, you're going to get quality energy from that food, all right? If you eat a garbage food that has the same type of macros, you may feel more sluggish and more tired. But it's not necessarily going to be the case for every human being. Everybody is different. Everyone can handle and wants to handle different things. You're going to hear people say protein, it digests slower. You're going to be burning more weight while eating protein than when compared to another type of food, right? But is it going to make that much of a difference when a calorie is a calorie? No, it's not. It really isn't. I track calories. I don't track macros. I don't track micros. I don't track all that stuff. And the reason why is because it's too confusing. I eat a balanced diet, something that I feel is balanced, because what's balanced to me might not be balanced for you. Everybody needs to make that determination for themselves. But does that mean that you can't eat what he's calling garbage food and lose weight and gain muscle? No, it's not true. Look at all these old school bodybuilders that used to eat like junk. Look at the way like they've shown Arnold Schwarzenegger eating like 5 or 6 hamburgers without buns and all this stuff. Do you think that was healthy? No, it wasn't. But it fit his macros. It's what he wanted to do, right? He was still able to build all this muscle. Granted, he was on steroids, but you got tons of people out there who look great and they eat fast food. Why? Because they move their bodies, they bodybuild or whatever the case might be, and so the fuel, regardless of how crappy it is, regardless, it helps them run. So you can do what you want. I'm not advocating for bad food. I'm just telling you, this is not, this is not gospel for everybody. For him, it might be, but not for everybody.
Protein and protein is not the same. You do realize that people don't ever say this, right? People think that if something has the same macros, it's the same thing. It's not. 30 grams of protein from whey protein will build you more muscle than 30 grams of protein. Shit like vegan protein, soy.
Yeah, it's true. Certain protein is not going to have all the amino acids that other proteins will. And therefore, you're not going to build the same amount of muscle. Is it going to be that drastic? Not in my opinion. I'm vegan. I eat tons of vegan protein. I build muscle just fine. But the vegan protein I have has amino acids in it. It has all the amino acids that you need. So where are you coming from right now?
Or some shit. It literally has a different impact on your body, even though the macro is still 30 grams. Carbs from ice cream compared to 100 grams of carbs from potatoes will change your body composition. You will gain more fat, even if it's the same calories. No one online says this.
Okay, first of all, he's saying no one online says this. That's not true at all. Many people say this. Maybe the people he watches don't say this, even though he's claiming to not watch YouTube fitness. Many people say this, okay? And secondly, ice cream is going to make you gain more fat than potatoes. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I eat tons of ice cream. A calorie is a calorie. If you get down to the nitty-gritty, are they going to behave differently in your body? Are you going to feel worse after one than another? I eat tons of ice cream. I eat Oreos. I eat cake. I also eat broccoli. I also eat seitan, which is a vegan protein. I also eat soy. I also drink Diet Coke. You don't hear me complaining that I can't build muscle. You don't. Maybe for him, because everybody's different. But understand, this is not going to impact your journey unless this actually is beneficial to you. You're an individual, just like I am, right? You got vegans out there, you got carnivores out there, you got people who eat both. Everybody builds muscle, right? So if everybody's building muscle, and you have all different types of people, and everybody's saying that they're doing the thing that's right, clearly you can build muscle using many different methods. I love ice cream. Vegan ice cream. Love it.
And it pisses me off. All you've got to do is look at one nutritional lecture and you'll know this forever. These simpleton YouTubers don't know.
Simpleton YouTubers. All right, so he's bashing every YouTuber fitness, that he doesn't watch on YouTube. Simpleton YouTubers. Listen to one nutritional lecture. Look at the person giving the nutritional lecture. I can almost guarantee you from where I'm sitting that they don't look like they bodybuild or take any care of their health. I read a great book a while back called Eat to Live by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. Fantastic, fantastic book. It wasn't bashing eating meat, but it was talking about the benefits of a plant-based diet. All right? That resonated with me. I wanted to try it. My life changed when I went vegan. Okay? Inflammation that I had went away. A whole bunch of problems that I had went away. The high cholesterol that I had went away. A whole bunch of problems were fixed. Okay? So I'm not telling you to be vegan. No. I'm telling you to take what this person's saying with a grain of salt and understand that he is amongst the simpleton YouTubers that are on YouTube. He's giving you a direction. He's talking about why he believes in something. And I'm telling you why I might not. And you have a right to determine for yourself what is good for you or not. Can you gain weight being a vegan? Can you gain muscle being a vegan? Absolutely. Carnivore? Absolutely. Eating both? Absolutely. Eating garbage food? Absolutely. Eating clean food? Absolutely. Don't let this stuff like this brainwash you. This is as bad to me as what he's saying he feels is bad about Greg saying Maingaining. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. This guy's got over 1 million subscribers.
This is probably the first time you've ever heard someone criticize the calories in, calories out. Any who I see just...
No, not the first time, bro. Not the first time. You sound like all the other YouTubers who promote the same thing. You think it's the first time because you watch Greg Doucette. And people like him. So you think everyone's saying this. 1 million times has this been said. And 1 million times have you had people like me tell you, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nope. I can guarantee you, sitting from where I'm sitting, well, I can't guarantee anything, but I am pretty positive that that had no reason why he wasn't gaining muscle. Because he was eating ice cream instead of potatoes. Come on, man. Come on. I've had some of my best cheat meals be ice cream. And the next day you feel great. You feel carved up. You feel ready to go. You bust out a crazy workout. You feel great. Some people, they don't run that good on sugar. So they don't feel that good. And then maybe they feel sluggish and don't want to go to the gym. That's completely dependent on the person. But the reason why he wasn't gaining weight and wasted all these years like what he was talking about, those aren't reasons for you to not gain weight. Not in my book.
Said, oh, it's just calories in it. I'm just thinking, bro, you don't even know. You've literally not even done a single bit of research on this. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking.
Your research could be completely biased. Where's the research? Show the research. So then everybody who disagrees with you can shoot it down with their own research. Because for every research paper that's out there that says one thing, you have another research paper to say another thing. That's why it is individualized. You can't just go off studies and all this stuff. It doesn't make sense to do that. You're putting yourself in a little box. Okay? So him coming on this camera, on his camera, and telling you this stuff, he's reiterating to himself that this is the facts. But it's not the facts, guys. There's tons of facts out there. You don't have to fall into the trap of believing what he's saying or what I'm saying. Try it out yourself. When you start demonizing food, you're already setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. Especially when that food you're demonizing is the food you enjoy eating. Okay? Setting yourself up for failure.
Talking about. And I'm not even some clever scientist, but if anyone is telling you to eat a Krispy Kreme donut for 300 calories instead of eating potatoes for 300 calories.
300 calories. If I tracked my calories all day, right? And now it's the end of the night, and I want to have 300 calories because I have 300 calories left in order to fulfill my caloric intake for the day. Are you telling me that I can't eat that donut? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Instead, I'm going to go boil some potatoes. Listen, man, I was raw vegan for 4 years. I loved it. I had great energy. Great energy. I still have great energy, though, even though I'm no longer raw vegan. I eat a balanced lifestyle. I eat vegetables, I eat protein, I eat my donuts. You'd be crazy to think that at the end of the day, after watching your calories, if you eat a 300-calorie donut, that's going to destroy you for the whole day and your whole life is going to collapse before your eyes. Come on, man. Come on. The guy's got over 1 million subscribers. He's got to be doing something right. But so far in this video, I can't... I'm really torn right now. Again, I've subscribed to his channel. I'm sure he's got good stuff that I intend to find. But right now, I mean, come on, bro. Because you ate a donut, you weren't building muscle? Come on.
And they're telling you that your body's going to look the same, and you will feel the same, and you will perform the same. They're scamming you. They're literally scamming.
You might not perform the same, depending on the person. But I eat plenty of donuts. I eat plenty of ice cream. I eat plenty of Oreos. Do you feel like crap if you overeat? Yeah, you do. If you overeat. Again, we're talking about balance, right? How many donuts did he eat? How many donuts? Hazma, how many donuts did you eat? Did you eat a box of donuts because you were cutting so much and all of a sudden you said to yourself, oh, I'm starving and I want donuts, so you ate a box of donuts. You felt like crap after eating a box of donuts, and now all of a sudden donuts are bad? Is that what it is? Because yeah, if you eat a box of donuts, you're going to feel like garbage. Why? You're overloading your body on sweets. You overload your body on anything, it's going to feel like garbage. Of course. So were you in a deficit, starving yourself? Because you thought you can starve yourself and gain muscle? So then you binged on donuts and now donuts are bad? And now potatoes are good? What happened, bro? What happened? Because let me tell you, eating a donut or even 2 donuts at the end of the day or in the beginning of the day, in the middle, whatever the hell you want your donuts, is not going to destroy your life. Yeah, certain people will feel a little different after eating sugar. Like my wife, she loves eating pasta. She's always tired. She looks like this after she eats pasta. So I tell her, babe, why don't you eat more protein? But then you got buddies of mine who eat pasta and they're like revving to go. They're ready to go. They're ready to go to the gym. They're ready to get their day going. So you can't tell me that everybody runs on the same fuel. You're putting yourself in a box if you believe this. Not saying he's right, not saying he's wrong. I'm saying he is doing what works for him. But keep in mind, was he abusing the donuts? Was he abusing them? Very likely he was, especially if he was starving himself in a caloric deficit at 130 pounds, thinking that he needed to be cutting when he was supposed to be eating at a normal level. Right? Right?
You know why? Because it gets more click. Bodybuilder like this, and people are clicking on it because it's like, whoa, he gets to eat whatever he wants, whoa, amazing. They get more views. Because the athlete these days that tells people, oh, look at my diet, I just eat chicken and rice and stuff, that's seen as an eating disorder. The athlete who eats...
I don't see that eating chicken and rice is an eating disorder. No. I see that people who eat clean usually get teased because the person teasing them can't do it. Some people like to eat boring. Some people like to eat clean, right? I primarily eat clean. I eat vegetables, I eat my protein, and I pretty much eat the same meals every day. Every day. My wife looks at me and she thinks I'm crazy. I'm happy with that. Consistency is key, right? So what makes consistency easy? Knowing what you're eating. Knowing that the food you're eating already has this many calories, this much protein, this many whatever's good for you. Consistency. So eating clean shouldn't be demonized, just like eating not clean shouldn't be demonized. But I'll tell you what, eating clean does make it easier for you, in my personal experience, to be able to eat more food and gain less weight. Because eating unclean or eating processed food usually will give you more calories within a certain amount of volume. All right?
Clean is now seen as the guy with an eating disorder, and now the modern day people who just want to go and gain weight, and the amount of like women I see in the fitness industry who are like, I'm gonna gain weight this year, look at me, I'm eating donuts, and all the girls are like, whoa, my god, guys, whoa, you're so empowering. Stop eating shit. You will feel like shit, you will perform like shit, but you'll get more views on YouTube. That's why they...
I don't know anything. I don't watch any female people telling you to eat donuts. This may or may be not true as far as clicks. I don't know, but I can tell you, you can run your life. You should be looking for balance, guys. Look for balance and do what makes you happy and feel good. If your goals aren't being met, you might have to change things in order to meet those goals. Does that mean you can't eat a donut and have to eat potatoes? No, it does. It absolutely does not. So he's seen stuff that I haven't seen, right? So I can't touch on certain things. But I need to give you another perspective because I feel like this perspective is a little bit demonizing. And it might put you in a box that may end up causing you to actually fail and not hit your goal in the future. Understand, you are an individual. You have every right to try different things and experiment for yourself. It would not surprise me if in 5 years or 6 years, This guy started talking about how, oh yeah, I started implementing different things into my diet, and now I eat donuts instead of potatoes. It wouldn't surprise me.
They do this and they ruin their health, and they'll ruin your health because they'll get more money from you. Because being a guy who tells you, yep, eat clean, it's not as sexy. The second reason why you're not making enough muscle.
You don't have to eat clean. You don't have to eat clean. Not all the time. It's called balance, all right? People who eat clean all the time, they're the ones who end up binge eating and eating the box of donuts, like Hamza probably was doing, which is why he hates donuts now.
You're eating shit food. When you eat shit food, you gain more body fat. Even if it's the same calories, you gain more body fat. Because if you have that ice cream today, your performance in the gym tomorrow is going to go down. Of course it is.
Right. That can absolutely be the case. If you eat bad food, your performance might go down, depending on who you are and how much bad food you're eating. He's saying if you eat ice cream today, your performance will be bad tomorrow. You're telling me if I eat a pint of ice cream tonight, all of a sudden my performance is going to just go down the toilet the next day? Bro, it's called balance. It's called balance. You think if I have a bowl of ice cream, not even a pint, a bowl of ice cream, all of a sudden my performance is going to go down? Come on. Maybe if you're eating a box of ice cream. I don't know this at all. I don't watch this guy's channel too much, but it sounds to me like he probably used to binge eat bad food. And now he's gotten so far away from it to try to protect himself from it, he just tells everybody not to do it. You have to have balance.
Feel more lethargic, your insulin's spiking up, you feel tired, you're going to end up spending more time on the couch after you've ate some shit food. Usually shit food is also coupled heavily with some instant gratification activity. You get the shit food whilst you watch something for an hour and you're sat there not burning any calories, or you're playing some video games and you're eating the shit food coping and saying, oh yeah, 100 grams of carbs. Like, don't do this to yourself. Eating shit food will not only add...
So he's promoting bulking heavily, right? Promoting bulking heavily, but telling you to not eat garbage food. Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't eat some garbage, you're going to be eating a ton of clean food. Probably to the point where this bulk that he's talking about is going to feel terrible. Because the garbage food is what gives you more calories for less of a volume. The more clean food you eat, typically the less calories that will have, meaning the more volume you're going to have to eat in order to get into your calories and all that stuff. I mean, can you eat garbage food and feel good and still go to the gym? Yes, you can. Maybe he can't because he overeats or whatever. Or maybe he just in general is very sensitive because you have very sensitive people out there. But many people won't have a problem with this. Is this a reason why you are not building muscle? Absolutely not. No, it's not. And if it was, you would know it and you would have changed it already. Oh, I ate that ice cream and I feel terrible and I can't get up to train now. The pre-workout that I was taking somehow is now not efficient anymore because of that ice cream. So I'm just going to go to sleep on the couch with my dog. Come on, man. Who actually does this?
Add to your body fat percentage, but it will also reduce, not increase, reduce your lifts. But that being said, you can still have a treat. But
why is it going to reduce your lifts? Why is it going to reduce? Show me the proof that it's going to reduce your lifts. Yes, if you're tired, you're not going to be able to lift as much. But come on, man. If you eat a bowl of ice cream at the end of the day, you're not going to be reducing your lifts the next day. Maybe if you ate 3 gallons of ice cream, you will reduce your lifts. You'll also be puking in the bathroom. And you'll also feel sick. So come on. It's not going to reduce. You're scaring people and making people feel like they can't eat normal food. Processed food. Okay? Whether you feel processed food is normal or not, I don't know. Again, I was a raw vegan for 4 years. Loved it. But I couldn't do it more than that. I didn't want to do it more than that. So you find a balance. Now he's saying you could eat a treat. So maybe all my yelling was for no reason. And again, not trying to insult him, I talk loud. Sorry.
But it's important to have a treat, like let's say some dessert. It's important to have that without any coping. After I record another 3 videos today, so I've already recorded 4. Once I record another 3 and I've done 7 videos this morning, I've almost done a week's worth of work at 9 a.m. We're all going to go celebrate. My friend Sam is here, I've got my girl here. We're going to go get pancakes after this. I'm not going to get those pancakes and add it into my fitness pal and be like, oh yeah, sweet, that was 150 grams of carbs, yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I don't even know what coping means, okay? I'm like way behind, I guess, from all the rest of the world. But you're telling me that you're not going to add the carbs or the calories from the pancakes into your diet? Why? I went out last night and I got French fries and I got a vegan cheesecake or a carrot cake with my family. I added those calories into my daily caloric space. I intended on going out, and so I knew to eat less. What did I do? Instead of eating a Beyond Burger for dinner, right, which has plenty of calories, plenty of protein, instead, I had a protein shake that was less than half the calories of the burger, but more protein, so that I could go out later and eat my cheesecake and fit the calories in. That's called being smart. It's called being smart. Why would you not add your pancake calories in? There's something wrong here. If this works for him, that's fine. But there's a smarter way to do this. And it's not by forcing yourself to not eat stuff you love. And then when you eat stuff you love, not count it on your calories allotment for the day. Don't you think you should try to count your calories? If you count your calories and you count the treats to the best of your ability, you are ensuring that you won't gain weight. Does that not make sense? If you make an allotment in your caloric window for pancakes, you're going to make sure you don't go over your calories. So you're not going to gain the weight than if you just said, oh, I'm just going to eat all my calories and then eat the pancakes and not track them. What kind of sense does this make?
Just one step closer to our goals. No, I'm getting those pancakes knowing it's going to add a bit more body fat to me. Of course it is, but it's like a nice...
The pancakes aren't going to add a bit more body fat to you unless you go over your calories. Understand? They'll add more fluff because they're carbohydrates. So if you don't go over your calories, it's not going to add more fat. Remember, fat and weight are two different things. It will add more water weight to your body, which you can then use to train harder the next day. You ever heard of carbing up? Some people are so carb depleted that when they have a carbing up day, they eat carbs, they perform better during that next session. It's a method you can use in order to gain more strength in the gym. People have pre-workout carbs. Pre-workout carbs. You ever heard of that? I'm lost right now, man. I'm lost. He's taking like fundamental things, and I think he's dropping the hat with them.
Treat that I'm going to allow myself after just beasting out 7 videos in a row. That's okay. But to say that this is part of your goals, don't listen to this shitty advice.
So you did 7 videos, and so you treat yourself with pancakes. I might do 7 videos and work very hard, but do I reward myself with pancakes? No. I reward myself every day. I eat clean throughout the day, and then at night, I have a choice. I could sit down with a bowl of ice cream, which I enjoy, or I can eat maybe 3 or 4 whole bags of strawberries for the same amount of calories that were in that ice cream. I do both. But I don't go rewarding myself. See, this is dangerous. Rewarding yourself for doing a good job can end up, I feel like, causing you some kind of mental disorder. Oh, I didn't earn my food properly. Therefore, I will not have it. You don't need to earn the food. If you have a goal and you're able to reach that goal in a certain way, by tracking your calories, for example, why should you not be able to eat whatever you want and track your calories at the same time? Why should you not be able to? Again, guys, I'm not talking out of ignorance. look at my channel. The results that I've received are from hard work, dedication, and balance. I don't think you should go rewarding yourself when you do 7 YouTube videos with pancakes. I think you should have the pancakes if you want, and maybe skip the pancakes if you feel like your waistline's getting a little bit too big. It's called balance. It's called using your brain. You don't need an excuse like, oh, I did a good job on my YouTube videos in order to eat more. I don't know. Is it just me? Is it just me? Tell me if it's me, please.
Third reason why you're not gaining enough muscle is your testosterone's probably too low. The majority of men have
low testosterone. All right. Does this make sense? I'm going to tell you right now why it makes sense. If your body fat is too low, you will have too low of a testosterone. I don't know if he's talking to older people right now, if he's talking to primarily younger people. Younger people will typically have higher testosterone, right? That's more normal. As you get older, your testosterone slowly goes down. There's things you can do to improve your testosterone levels, but like eating better, sleeping better, training and whatever. But keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, training has also in some studies shown to lower testosterone. Some studies. So depending on the study you're talking about, you may get different results. All right? So testosterone. This guy, young man, why was his testosterone low? I can kind of imagine it was because he was, again, cutting his calories too low, thought he was at maintenance when he was in a deficit, thought he could be cutting in a deficit while gaining muscle. So you're busting your body down with training, not recuperating enough, not training properly, not recovering properly, and all this stuff. I can only guess he's probably going to say right now that it had to do with his food choices. Maybe for him, but it doesn't have to be that way for you. Take that with a huge grain of salt if that's what he's about to say, because I honestly don't remember if that's what he's about to say.
Testosterone levels. Maybe the reason why is because your cortisol hormone is spiked up because you're in, a big state of stress. Maybe you've got trauma and that's like a long-term state of stress. Maybe your job or your studies is really stressful. Maybe it's that you've been under-eating. Maybe it's that you've been eating shit food like sugar and that's been reducing your testosterone. Another point of the previous one, to eat Krispy Kreme donuts and cereal and stuff, and when you eat sugar, it decreases your testosterone. Literally, people don't realize like eating.
All right, so again, insulting random people, I don't know. If you eat sugar, is it going to lower your testosterone? I don't know. I didn't Google it beforehand, but I eat sugar every day. And then I also avoid sugar, right? Because I know that you don't want to eat too much, whether it be for calories or whether it be for health. So can you have a nice balance? Yeah. If you want to sit down, I always say at the end of the day, but some people like their treats, in the middle of the day or in the beginning of the day. Or if you want to split the whole treat up throughout the beginning, the middle, and the end of the day, you can do that too. Is it okay with sitting down and having some cereal? Yeah, it is. Don't lose your minds. This is starting to become a little like cultish to me, in a way, with the bashing of the processed food. You can hate processed food. No problem. I did the raw vegan thing for 4 years. You have to eat processed food. You don't have to not eat it. Make your own decision. But remember, that's not why he was not gaining muscle. Not in my opinion.
Shit food, even if it's the same calories, it will lead to more fat and less muscle because of another issue like reducing your testosterone levels. So you need to figure out what it is for you to increase your testosterone to reverse this. I've done a couple of videos on that which I'll have linked right now. The fourth reason that I can think of whilst you're not gaining enough muscle, you're simply not training hard enough. There's an experiment that you can go on.
Alright, not training hard enough.